Introducing your hosts from Collingwood, Ontario, Canada, Jack Edwards, and his partner from Dallas, Texas, by way of Port Arthur, Texas, Big George. Together, they are the North-South Connection.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 5 Count. I am Jack Edwards. That's Big George. We're the North-South Connection, and we have a couple of friends here tonight because it's a big episode. We're on the road to Wrestlemania. We're only a few miles out. We're almost there. Cris is there, but we're excited to have two guests tonight. First of all, he's the major domo of the Kingdom Cast Empire. He's Country Boy. 2 words for you: wrestling podcast. And Chris Style. He's with the Arrowhead Chiefs podcast and the Chris and Maul podcast. They have to expand the banners on StreamYard so we can fit all Chris podcasts in on this. We gotta get this.
Gentlemen, we conglomerate of podcasts.
Fuck, he everywhere. He got everything.
I'm internationally known, Freddie Tiffany.
That's right. We call him Mr. International.
Freddie Tiffany.
But it's a folks. We're from different parts. So like, Country Boy is repping Kansas City, of course, repping the Chiefs. That's right. Chris is repping Kansas City, but in Las Vegas, the home of WrestleMania. Of course, I am in Canada, where it's going to snow again. And then George, you're in that Dallas. Dallas is undefeated. So we're from all over North America tonight, and we're talking about the road to WrestleMania. So, gentlemen, I'm going to be a traffic cop because I like doing that. So we got Monday Night Raw, where we got the triple threat going, and there's Kareem. There he is, representing Utah. So we got the triple threat going. Guys, I'm going to start off. Chris, I'm going to kick it off with you. What do you like in going into WrestleMania? Is there anything in particular that you really like, you're really looking forward
to? Of course, the triple threat match between CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. I'm interested to see where that goes. There's been a roller coaster ride leading up to WrestleMania, so I'm gonna be interested to see who they choose to win this match. You know, my gut was saying Seth Rollins, but after Monday, I don't know. I don't know where to go with this. So it's gonna be interesting. I also will say I'm looking forward to see what they do with the Jade Cargill and Naomi match, just to see where it goes with that. Hopefully they continue that feud, and it just doesn't stop at WrestleMania. So those are the, of course I'm interested in all the other matches, Cody and John Cena. That's gonna be cinema. That's gonna be interference galore. So
I think I'm booked to do a run-in that match. That's how many.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that. A sneaky match I'm looking forward to, and I know John wasn't really feeling this one, but the Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I'm interested to see how that match go. I think they're gonna beat the hell out of each other. So I'm
Damian Priest. There's something about him, but he is good in the ring, and Drew's really good. So, and they have a street fight. It will be a good match. Yeah.
So, I'll say the 2 matches that I'm not interested in. I love AJ Styles. I think Logan Paul is pretty good. He does, but just the build up, it just doesn't do it for me. It's so forced. It's just it is.
The match is probably going to be awesome, though.
It probably is, but it's not going to mean nothing after the match is over. Nobody's going to care. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they book my man AJ Styles and something else. And I'm not really feeling the tag team women's match, man. Like, I'm just like, y'all just threw Laura and Bailey together. They look good together, but it's just like, why is your IC champion in a tag team match? Just why? I don't get it.
You had too many triple threats already.
You could have had you had it laid for you. You could have marinated the Bailey and Laura thing and just laid it out, and then bam, WrestleMania, Bailey versus Laura.
I just, sometimes those oddball tag teams work out. That always happens. You remember Sheamus and Cesaro? They have these oddball tag teams that work out. They're always trying to find a little 2-man power trip somewhere down the line.
I'm still like, as far as Bailey goes, I think they had a story written for her and Roxanne to go.
Roxanne, exactly. But I feel like they kind of not necessarily dropped the ball on that, but they kind of dropped it off a little early. So
yeah, it was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
But
overall, WrestleMania, I think night one, the card on paper looks better than night two. I think night two is top heavy. Night one has the better matches.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take one of the matches that I'm most interested for in night two is gonna be the U.S. title. I want to see how they screw up the whole Jacob Fatu LA Knight kind of thing. I want to see where that goes because I'm like this. If they kind of involve Solo in this match somehow, where he cost Jacob the title, I'm right back on SmackDown looking for that Bloodline storyline to kind of be blown up.
That's El Grande for sure. Like
El Grande America.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But no, I think that's going to be a match that's going to be really good to watch because, of course, I know for a fact that a lot of people are really interested in just seeing what actually happens out of that. Yeah. One of the predictions that I do have is that Drew McIntyre does finish this whole storyline with Damian Priest right here on WrestleMania. Like, let it be done here. I don't want to see it go no further than this match right here. Of course, I want to see them do some other things because they deserve to be at the top of the card. But let me see them work with somebody else. I want to see them kind of get into their own feuds with somebody else because it seems like it's almost like two of the same pieces working each other in a sense. But it's like, yeah, y'all are good, but y'all not good together. And I just don't know if it's that exciting of a match to kind of watch going forward for me.
Where do they have the gold of them? Where's Drew going next? He's dead Punk. He's done Seth. Roman?
He's done Roman already.
He's done Roman already too.
Like, is he like I've always said that I think no, I don't know. But I think it's like Seth is for me, I would do Seth with Heyman and I'd give him muscle. And Drew would be one of the guys I would put him with. Because they'd be a dangerous two-man power trip with Heyman. Formidable, like definitely for both can talk, both can work. And you got to, if you're going to have like somebody with Seth, which is I think what they will do eventually, is you got to have somebody who's going to be a main event guy or is. He'd be perfect. I think, and him with Heyman, it would just, what a package. Jesus. But that's probably what they want.
John been pushing that Seth and Heyman package. He's been pushing that for a minute now.
Listen, I'll tell you what.
I'm not mad.
I think it's not. It makes sense, but I think that Paul might leave that match with nobody.
I don't think so. I think he leaves with somebody. I mean, they've been pretty like. It's funny, like they've been pretty like. When you think they're going to go somewhere that really makes sense, they really do it because it makes sense and it's logical. And like, it's not just us watching; it's also kids too. So you have to make it like. Makes sense for everyone. And I think that the other two guys are too good at baby faces. Like of the three of them, he's the worst baby face. So I'd make him a heel. And Paul would get a lot of heat. If you get new life to Paul, he'd be a heel again. And then I think you put somebody with him. Like if I had the book, I'd put Seth, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman as a package. Because everybody knows Braun's kind of a Paul Heyman guy anyways. And he's the next. He's it. That's the guy. That's why
George said. Braun needs a talker, though. Braun needs to talk.
He's not bad.
He can talk a little bit, but
he's not bad. But like again, put with Paul, he wouldn't have to say everything. He'd do it work. But
I think he's better than Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. But country, what are you looking forward to?
I'll tell you what I'm not looking forward to. That's way easier. I have no desire to see the War Raiders in New Day. I have no. That felt like it was just tacked on last minute, and unless Big E makes an appearance, I have no interest. We did a rating on our show, 2 Words for You on Kingdom Cast every Monday, 6:30. Me and Rimp. Shameless plug. We rated the matches, bangers, classics, bathroom breaks, and solid matches, and that got a bathroom break from me. So
You're as interested in that match as I am taking a bus to Mar-a-Lago. Like I feel you. I'm not interested in that match a lot. Like
I just feel like it was last minute.
Yeah.
No build up.
I was mad about Tiffany and Charlotte, but they upped the increase on that one. I would tell you this: the Royal Rumble winners were losing going into this bill, and then they both hiked their matches up to 10s and must watches over the last couple of weeks. Tiffany and Charlotte was doing it was I don't know what that was. I don't know where they were going with it, but it was terrible. And then the parking lot brawl, the brawl on SmackDown, that took the level, it took it up for me all the way to 10. Jay and Gunther was kind of boring, and it wasn't really working. And then Gunther beat the brakes off Jimmy, and that took it to a 10. Now I want to see both of those matches now.
Poor Big Jim.
Yeah. Shout out to Jimmy, man. He had to take that beating. He had to take that beating.
Ain't no poor Big Jim.
I just saw a video of him.
I put it to you like this. I feel no ways about a man who calls his own flight. You went out there and slapped Gunther talking all that shit. You about to take 6 power bombs, a chokehold. I'm about to beat your ass in front of your brother. I'm about to bloody you. I'm about to do all that because you got how you talking this. You did this.
No, that's been done, and we saw how it went. We don't need to see that again.
No,
that's not. Kareem said Big J cost Jim the match. I'm like, no, we've done that before. People want to see them together, not apart. People want to see them together, not apart. And that match wasn't.
Jimmy does have to be there though. He has to make an appearance. I don't know if he
help him
interact, and I don't know if he interferes in the match, but he has to make some type of appearance.
I think
he's been talking his mom up a little bit too. She might need to be there. And Rikishi.
Nah.
Just Jimmy?
Yeah, just Jimmy. Don't get your ass kicked in front of you.
I went too far.
Like, don't look.
Maybe the mom in the front row.
Who wins that match?
I mean,
beat up like that.
The Rock mama gonna be in the front row. She might as well be in there with the rest of the family.
He wouldn't be the first wrestler to get beat the hell up in front of his parents.
If the entire Samoan and Tongan, if the entire Samoan Tongan clan showed up, they'd take up the entire floor of the goddamn stadium.
Yeah.
Who wins Jimmy and Jay? I mean, Jimmy and Gunther. Like, I know we got two.
I still got
what?
Jay.
I still got Jay winning.
I got Jay.
Y'all already know where I stand.
Yeah, listen.
Reign of Terror will haunt you motherfuckers forever.
Wouldn't it be more of a reign of terror off a loss, though? That would mean, okay, I lost to this clown. I'm about to wreak havoc on all of you.
Yeah.
It's a reign of terror if he never loses it. Look, I put it to you.
You gotta lose it, bro.
No, just hold on. Just for fans, just like you. Why didn't he lose it? He never loses it. It's a reign of terror. It's not supposed to make you feel good. You ain't supposed to write home about this. You don't want to tell your friends.
But reign of terror, they don't make you feel. Yeah, okay. They don't make you feel good. They don't do good business either.
Exactly.
Listen.
They don't.
This is
he does it at WrestleMania.
Yeah. An honest assessment from somebody who's not necessarily in the Jey Uso fan club. I appreciate the fact that he's over. I really do, because that's the ultimate. But I think if you have Gunther beat him, you might as well just start putting him on WWE speed, because I think you killed him. He's got to get his run. It doesn't have to be long, because I don't know if he can carry it in the ring, but he's got to get his WrestleMania moment. I think they do it. I think they open the show with it. Open WrestleMania. The first thing you see is everybody just doing this fucking shit.
I got a question for you three, because y'all kind of seem where y'all are. The Jey Uso thing has to happen. Who do y'all see him feuding with after?
Who cares? He can lose the belt the next night. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he needs to win it at WrestleMania, and then that's it. Like, he can feud again with Gunther, but there's guys he can feud with. I think the thing with Jey Uso is he's limited in the ring. And I think that's what's not going to give him the long title, because nowadays you got to be able to go those big matches, and I just don't know how well he can do it with different kind of opponents. But I do think the right thing to do is put him over at WrestleMania.
But if you love Jey Uso, you don't love him because of what he does in the ring. It's the emotion.
No, I get it.
It's the promos. It's the underdog status. It's all of that combined is what makes Jey Uso.
That's the opposite point.
I'm a fan of Jey Uso. I want, every once in a while, John Cena will bust out a move you never seen him do.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of Jey Uso doing some new stuff.
Yes, 100%.
You got to pull out something new, bro.
If he did something new, he probably would get a fan out of John. But we don't.
He need a new setup, a new finisher, something.
He needs a finisher.
He needs to add something to the arsenal.
What's his finisher? What's he beat guys with?
The jump off the top.
Super kick, spear combo.
Nobody should do the spear anymore. Nobody should do the spear. But I think a lot of the stuff done. Don't even do it anymore. Don't even bother. But I think a lot of the thing is he does the super kick. Everybody does it. He does the spear. Everybody does it. Nothing he does the dive through the rope. Everybody does. He doesn't have anything that's signature him. Like you look at all the other guys, GTS, Claymore, the fucking Roman does the spear, but he does the Superman. He doesn't have it, and that's the thing.
Well, the thing about it though is that he's been a tag team for so long that you don't need him.
Yeah.
When you're a tag
team. I get it. Yeah, I get it. That's true.
Because if you really look at Big Jim, because if you look at Big Jim, he has the same moveset.
He has the same moveset.
He has the same moveset. He just has more personality that people be like, "Oh, it's Big Jim." You know what I'm saying?
But I think George, I think you're on a bit of an island here because I think Jey Uso goes over. I think they open with it and they started hot.
Look,
he needed a submission move.
He's already lost twice to Gunther. Like, let's wrap this shit up.
So, next up is we'll talk the big one. Let's do the coup de grace. What do you guys think about that? Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
I don't know.
I mean, does The Rock show up? We haven't seen The Rock since elimination. Rock's still in Toronto. Jesus, he's that left.
I won't know until Friday. I won't have an assessment until Friday. When John Cena shows up on Friday, whatever they do with him on Friday, that's what let me know how I feel going into Sunday.
You know what, Chris? And this is exactly how I felt about Roman, Punk, and Seth. I won't know until Roman does what he does tonight. and you know what's the funny thing about it? I still don't know. And I saw exactly what Roman did. I don't know who's winning that match.
We all don't know.
I know Seth ain't winning it. I don't think Seth is winning.
I still think
he might walk away to victor, but he might not win the match.
He might not win the match. I don't think he'll win the match, but he walks away with Heyman at the end. Somebody helps him. They'll do it after. He'll take the job. Somebody will come in, boom, help him, and he'll walk out. The other two guys will be dead, but he'll walk away.
I hate that he did that interview talking about joining up with The Rock and saying, "Oh, you never know." It's like, damn, why did you say something, man?
Why would you spoil?
Why would you even spoil that? Like,
but does that mean he's not going to do it, or does that mean,
because the one thing he did say that was interesting that John Cena said after the Royal Rumble was, "I'm best for business," and he kept saying it too. Was best for business. So it started being like, is he about to join over The Rock and Cena and Heyman and all them about to form a little crew? Like, but then when he said it on that interview, it was just like, but if you do it now, it's anticlimactic, man. I was already looking for it.
I think
Rock has been surprisingly quiet recently. He's been rumored to be at the London show. He was rumored to be in Sacramento last night. He's supposed to be on SmackDown, right? Is he rumored for SmackDown this weekend?
I ain't heard nothing.
I don't know.
I ain't seen The Rock.
He'll be at Mania.
It's funny because a lot of people were like, man, I'm tired of The Rock being in the way and forcing himself into the main event. And then he disappears for 4 weeks and everybody's like, where The Rock at? Where The Rock? I want to hear from The Rock. What's up with The Rock? They ain't even mentioned The Rock. It's like I thought y'all didn't want The Rock in it. Like he was a
They didn't
distraction.
want The Rock in it. They still don't want The Rock in it. They are complaining about what they want to see on TV and what they don't want to see on TV. They don't know. They don't know. They just like us. They don't know exactly what's gonna be what until Saturday and Sunday. I think the biggest thing about this weekend is that we can all speculate that there's going to be something that we've been waiting on for X amount of months to happen. We just don't know in what capacity. And I'm okay with that. Like right about now, if I knew exactly what's happening in WrestleMania, I probably wouldn't watch. But at the same time, we got a lot of stuff that we just don't know. I got a whole card that I'm like, shit. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and you got
Dirty Dom. Don't forget about Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom pin Finn Balor, baby. Let's go.
That's where I'm at. I'm at the Dirty Dom comes up at the end and kind of screws everybody and walks away with a belt. Like
yeah,
I feel like him. Maybe Liv Morgan gets involved in some way, form, or fashion. Comes out and does a little cameo to help out Dirty Dom a little bit, but he can take that whole thing and it could be his safe grace.
It's time to break up Judgment Day. Judgment Day is
6 months ago.
It's time to break up Judgment Day.
It was a long time.
They had like 3 iterations of Judgment Day. They had the Rhea Ripley version. They had Edge. They had Finn Balor leading it. It's just over. Damian Priest was in there one time.
Judgment Day died when R-Truth showed up that one time when Judgment Day was in the ring holding up them belts, and then R-Truth just hopped in the ring and held up his belt too.
R-Truth killed him.
That's the exact moment when it died, because everything after that was it just falling straight off a goddamn cliff. It became a comedy bit. Like not necessarily.
Then they had Carlito do it, and now Carlito's a joke. And I still like Carlito, but now he's like a joke, and it's like,
have they announced who Randy Orton's wrestling?
I have no clue.
It looked like Solo, but
I don't. I guess
it still could be Nick Aldis at the same time too.
I'd love it to be Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis.
I'm a big fan of that. I hope they do it.
I would maybe have him do a segment with Aldis and RKO him again, and Aldis say, "You know what? I'm sick of this shit. Me and you."
Take matters in my own. Yeah.
It might be Friday.
Yeah, we'll see. I think then maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's it. He gives it Friday, and then he's like at Mania. He announces, "I'm going to wrestle."
Or Randy walks out at Mania and says somebody's gonna walk out here, and then you see Aldis come out there, and he's just like ripping off his suit. You know what? Fuck it, and I'll be down with that. That'll give him a pop. That'll start a great match. Like it can start off Mania because Randy's like an open challenge, kind of in a sense.
Do enough fans know that Aldis used to be a wrestler?
I don't know if they do.
They do.
That's the problem.
They know at this point.
But like that's why I think if he's going to wrestle him, I think he'll say it like he'll be like, "I'm a former NWA heavyweight champion. I've been a professional wrestler for 20 years. People see me in these suits, but they're like, I take this suit and tie off, and I'm blah 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 blah."
Yeah, that's why I think they still one RKO away from that.
Yeah,
what John is saying happened. Yeah. It got to be one more. It got to be an unnecessary uppercut or something. A Drakeman DDT out of nowhere, just all right. And Nick Aldis like, "Hey man, come on, bro. All right, here you go. Here's what you wanted. I'll give it to you."
Well,
pause.
It's gonna be a wild show. There's a lot of content. It's like 18 hours of shit.
Yeah,
like, come on.
I think we're at 14 matches.
Yeah, but 2 nights is fine. But it's like the pre-show. I'm like, I'm not watching the pre-show. I'm good.
I'm not watching Pete Rosenberg and Sam.
I thought he was gonna say Pete Rose. I'm about to say, God damn, they didn't.
I like Peter Rosenberg, man, but no, Pete Rose dead, then.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't dug in the bag for that, but that's not what he's going.
Pete Rose getting tombstone by Kane is still
Oh, it's one the best. Yeah. How about it? I left some tickets for Bill Buckner, but he couldn't bend over to pick them up.
Oh man, hilarious!
And JR, Pete Rose just got tombstone. And it was like a perfect tombstone. His head was like that far from the ground, which is what you want. But it looked like he died. It looked like he died, but it was perfectly done. Classic.
Pete Rose came out doing a promo and got tombstone by Kane. Man, it was perfect.
I used to see Pete Rose all the time at work.
Really?
Nice guy.
Yeah, he was gambling on the game.
He's the way.
Allegedly.
Okay, can we address this? It's been a lot of people. I don't know if it's just trolling or it's like the cool thing to do. A lot of people were saying this build-up was bad. What build-up were they watching for WrestleMania? There's not. We can point to the bad matches on this card.
Yeah,
like it's only two.
The only thing about the bad matches on the card to me is that they just don't have the expectation of everything else. They are kind of put together last second because these people deserve a spot on WrestleMania, but it's just like these matches aren't cooked enough. Yeah, they could be good matches if they had a better build-up, and you can honestly say the AJ Styles match with Logan Paul, easy write-off. Like you said, the Women's Tag Team Championship, not necessarily something that everybody's into. So like you said, we can point to the bad ones, but this card is cooked from like a year ago.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why are people saying this? Why are people saying it's a bad buildup? It's like, what? They've been building Seth and Roman for a decade now.
Chris,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, when you don't know what it's going to be, you can always kind of say, oh, I didn't like it, until you see the show, and then it's the greatest WrestleMania of all time, and that's 10 minutes after the show.
You know that. You know that's going to happen.
That's the mark. So I don't listen to most fans when they kind of give their pre-WrestleMania assumptions and things like that, or the build-up wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I watched WrestleMania 17's build-up, and I've watched every WrestleMania's build-up after that. If you want to talk about a bad build-up, there's a couple other ones that didn't get the momentum that this one got. And this one didn't need that much momentum because it was already in play when WrestleMania 41 went off air. Like when WrestleMania 40 went off air last year, it was like, okay, the promo starts now. Yeah. Everything that literally happened the day at the Raw at the WrestleMania set a precedence for the entire year. You didn't see Roman Reigns for like 6 months at that point.
Yeah.
You seen Cody come out and run it, and everybody's just cheering, and the story is finished, and blah, blah, blah. Everything is going. There's no tribal chief. They built that all the way back up, and then, of course, now we're here. So you can honestly say that they've taken some time to kind of make this actually worth it. Like you said, they cooked the Roman and Seth thing for a year. CM Punk and Seth Rollins has been boiling since CM Punk walked back in the arena.
The second he walked back in the arena.
Literally the second. Like that was free publicity right there. So I don't get too big into that. If you said it was a bad build-up, tell me how.
Yeah.
I look at it that there's, you look at both your main events, and we just talked about it. We have no idea who's going to win. Like Jey Uso and Gunther, they could go either way with that. There's a lot of matches on the card where there's a lot of intrigue. So I don't buy the bad build-up. Like John Cena turning heel to me was enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the promos he's done, they haven't been a lot, but when he's there, they meant something. I mean, you don't need to do a lot with those guys. Everyone's like, okay, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. Yeah, I'm in. So I think it's been a good build-up. There are a few things that are thrown at the wall last minute, but there always is. So I'm not. I know.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, if John Cena hadn't turned heel and it was just regular John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, then yeah, it'd be like blah. But since he's turned heel, it's up to Annie. And then the three-way match with CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that feels like a main event match. Like, Naomi and Jade, they've cooked that right. The women's triple
That's
threat,
true, yeah. Like
they cooked that right. Even though I feel like Rhea, you just white girl privileged her way into a match. Still,
She kind of did.
Yeah,
get the Gothic girl in there. So,
well, I mean, here's
the question though:
rocket.
Can they even 39 was better than I thought it was going to be? Like, oh man, that was a good WrestleMania, dog. And 40 went higher, and even that exceeded expectations. Like, oh man, that last 3 minutes of the Cena and not Cena, but Roman and Cody, it took it to oh shit. It took it to. Can this take it to? It's potential there to go to. Oh my God, they just did that.
I think it depends on how the way they go with it. If it's so
many ways.
They can go so many ways, and if it depends if they chose, and I do believe that John Cena is going to win the match. So if they choose John Cena to win the match, it depends on how they do it.
Yeah.
Who comes in to help?
Stone Cold show up?
He has to.
I don't know, man.
He's going to be there.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
I think if he's there, that he will. I think he's there for the Hall of Fame, so I think he will.
There, but still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, and this from my personal. If Stone Cold doesn't get somewhere involved in that match, he has heat with WWE, and we need to figure out where it's coming from.
Why? He's going in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for a match. So is he coming back because he's going into the Hall of Fame, or is he coming back because? I just think let's be honest. Ever since Vince left, Stone Cold has kind of distanced himself from WWE. He was supposed to be in the Undertaker's role last year. That was supposed to be Stone Cold,
but he doesn't like to leave the house.
The money wasn't right.
Yeah, well, hey, that's what it's all about. It's all about the dollar.
John, in that moment, that was money shouldn't have been the concern in that moment. It should have been. Let's make this history, bro. Please.
I think it's a lot too. He just doesn't like to travel as well. He's not a big unless it's for business and unless it's worth it. But he lives 4 hours away, and I still think he's good enough to go in there. And if he stuns The Rock, every fucking 45-year-old man it's that's it. It's over. Because it's going to look amazing.
Glass breaks, bro. It's going to go crazy. As soon as the glass breaks, it's going crazy. No matter what. That's going to be the
biggest pop of all time.
Yeah. Just don't invite Hogan, please. Sorry, John.
I don't think I think he's okay. I don't think he'll be there. He'll be selling real American beer somewhere, but probably not in WrestleMania.
American beer commercial going to pop up.
So, gentlemen, great segue. Let's get to our second topic. You mentioned couple guys there about the best talkers of all time. Now, normally we don't do all time, but I figure what the hell. Ric Flair came out this week and said he's the greatest talker of all time. And,
he's up there.
He's a contender. But gentlemen, we are going to start, we're going to debate that. So each one of us is going to pick one of the talkers, and then we'll throw around names for the fifth one. So we'll start with Chris. Chris, who's your pick for the greatest talker of all time?
I ain't gonna do this to country. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna take your pick away, brother, because he is my number one guy. So I ain't gonna take your pick. But I'm gonna roll with John Cena.
Okay.
With John Cena, I've seen John Cena put people in the ground.
Yes.
Talking. He had The Rock. And The Rock is my guy. He had him fumbling in one of his promos. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, same person. I ain't never seen The Rock like that. He caught him off guard. You know what I'm saying? He kind of did some sneaky shit, but still, he caught him off guard. So I'm gonna go with John Cena, man. I think he's just one of the best on the mic, man. You may not like him in the ring, whatever. Five move John Cena, whatever. But in
5 moves of doom.
Yeah, but John Cena on the mic, he's one of the best.
John Cena is so good. I think he cooked Austin Theory he might have ended Austin Theory's career because he cooked him so bad.
Yeah.
Austin Theory ain't been the same since.
He almost did the Roman.
And he won the match, but he got cooked by John Cena, and he ain't been the same since.
George, I'm going to kick it to country because I think we know who he's going to pick. So let's just get that over.
I think so.
See,
yeah.
y'all have put me on the spot. Now I want to pick somebody else, man, because everybody knows that I'm going to pick the great one. The people's champion. There's no way, bro. It's no way. I love, man, The Rock, man. The Rock, the final boss. I'll tell you, The Rock actually got better because the Instagram promos, dog. The Instagram promos, like Cena was kicking his ass, but that Instagram promo he did, Cena was messing with that one, and he couldn't because they couldn't put that on air. It was too.
Nah, he couldn't.
Man, it was The Rock. The Rock cooked him in that one, but The Rock he's the greatest seller, man. He's made the last 2 WrestleMania events pop. He took them to another level. And he really didn't even get physical for real. You know what I'm saying? He did a tag team match, but he can sell you, bro. He can put asses in seats. He's electrifying. It's not just a catchphrase. If you got a 7 event, he can take your 7 to a 10 with 2 promos. I swear to God, he can. Any event.
Well, I mean, he became the greatest actor of all time. Not of all time, but the greatest actor in Hollywood today, like the biggest actor in Hollywood. Like, the guy's got charisma. Like, goddamn. Like, I mean, yeah. George, catch a popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
I'm gonna go off a little bit because y'all both pick wrestlers as the best talkers. I'm going to pick the best actual talker. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Paul Heyman. You can't pick a better talker in the business. You can literally put him with any wrestler, and that wrestler has just become something different than what he was 24 hours ago. He did it with Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns was already a big star. Now he's a much bigger star. So,
not as a talker.
No. As a talker,
no.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's Paul Heyman for me.
Well,
hands down.
I think Cornette can get him, bro.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Like, Cornette's still the biggest heel in the business, and he doesn't wrestle.
I'm
mad at it though. I'm mad at you.
I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna question it. I'm just saying. I agree. I agree with country. So I'm gonna pick Roddy Piper. I mean, he was so good. He was so good that they gave him his own talk show segment. I mean, that's how good he was.
Yeah.
And he was fearless. He was like the first guy. And I mean, he wasn't doing shoot promos, but they felt like shoot promos. Like, there was an event after the war to settle the score, and he came in, and like Cyndi Lauper, all these people were there. Piper comes in a towel, and for like a minute just cuts this, and it was the setup to the first WrestleMania. And I truly believe that WrestleMania, you had you had Hogan, but if it not without Roddy Piper, I don't think it works because he was too good. So I got to put Roddy Piper on the list, and that leaves one spot. I have a name I think belongs in any top 5, and that's Ric Flair.
Yeah. Can I comment on Roddy Piper just 1 second?
Go ahead.
Okay, Roddy Piper did 2 things that puts him in this conversation. There's a promo that Bill Maher said wrestling was fake, and Roddy Piper proceeded to yeah. I don't think you want to say wrestling. Don't say wrestling is fake around this man. And there's a lot of black people in the room right now. Roddy Piper did a half blackface, and nobody talks about it because he was that good. He got away with it. There was no backlash about it. Ain't no Swerve Strickland ain't talking about it these days. He talked his way right out of that situation because he was tripping a little bit. He was tripping. But that's how good Roddy Piper is. Ric Flair. Yeah. Ric Flair. Here's my thing with Ric Flair. Was he repetitive?
So was The Rock. I mean, how many times have we heard if you can smell what he's cooking? I mean, I think when
but that's fair.
You know,
that's fair.
yeah.
Rock got his catchphrases and he hits them, but he adds a little bit more. Ric Flair had a lot of, maybe he didn't have a lot of catchphrases, but they're long.
My shoes.
You know all of you know the beat.
Yeah.
You know,
talking to the. Come on, man, that's legend.
Yeah.
the Rolex wearing diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
Football team.
Boy, I got more. His promos.
My shoes cost more than your house.
NWA Ric Flair. Come on.
Yeah, like he was just.
And I'm having a hard time holding these gators down.
Ric Flair is probably one of the best talkers. You can even ask Mean Gene, because every time he got Mean,
by God, Mean Gene,
like it's in him. Like
dropping elbows on the Nitro logo.
Like,
are we sleeping on Dusty a little bit?
Dusty's up there.
Yeah,
Dusty's up there.
We're not really sleeping.
I put Dusty over Paul Heyman. If it were me, but I'm not picking George's pick. So, but if I
would say this, you never knew where Dusty was going. You never knew where he was.
Makes sense half the time.
Listen, baby.
The Hard Times promo is all over the place, but he just brings it back together somehow, some way. He turned into a TV evangelist at the end and brought it all back together. But what did that have to do with what we were talking about, Dusty? I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't make any sense.
It's like Eddie Murphy and
all over the place.
Eddie Murphy and Delirious talking about James Brown. I don't know what he said, but he meant that shit. Like that was Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Like he was,
yeah.
I think he should be, because how a guy who looked like him in that time, like there were a lot of pot-bellied wrestlers, but he was a pretty hefty guy. But like it just didn't have the, when you think about guys who would make that big, but he could talk him in. So I think we are a little sleeping on Dusty, but like again, I like these lists because it's like different perspectives. But Dusty would definitely get an honorable mention. I don't think there's a question.
I want to add heel Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Definitely.
Honorable mention.
Chris Jericho. I want to add, never mind, Chris Jericho, period. Because armbar. It's like armbar. One of the funniest. I know George is a WCW guy. That's in my top 5 WCW. It's the funniest. They went to commercial and they came back and he said, armbar. I died, bro. I died. It's one of.
Hey,
I'm gonna watch that as soon as we get off. It's one of the funniest things of all time, bro. Chris Jericho's stupid, and Chris Jericho is one of the only few that really went back and forth with the Rock.
He hung with the Rock, yeah.
Chris, who do you got for
when they stole
mention?
each other's catchphrases? That was funny.
I'm gonna put CM Punk on my honorable mention
because
he was the first. He was like, I know John said that Roddy, he talked like he was shooting. CM Punk was really shooting.
Yeah.
He was really shooting, and he was the first one to do that shoot type promo. The pipe bomb is legendary. You know what I'm saying? When we heard that, he was like, "This dude's spilling all the tea. He's telling everything." We ain't never heard this before. He's talking about Vince McMahon like that. Oh, he definitely
deuces. He's deuces. Angle.
Angle's underrated.
He's underrated.
Savage.
Dandy, definitely.
Randy Savage in here.
I got him down here.
I'm gonna throw Cornette in as an honorable mention. But these are great. But another guy I'm going to mention, even if he doesn't get in the list, is Bobby Heenan. I think is one of the best.
Of course.
Bobby Heenan. Like so many good managers. That's where you found the great talkers. A lot of them were managers.
There's a guy out there that y'all he probably is not gonna get the attention, but it's a kid out there named Jake the Snake Roberts who was believable.
Yeah, definitely.
I believe he's crazy. Jake was crazy.
Jake, I spent a lot of time with Jake I spent like a whole day and a couple of car rides with Jake. He's an interesting cat.
Sober Jake or
Sober Jake.
other Jake?
Sober Jake, yeah, he was sober.
Oh,
no,
okay.
we wouldn't have brought him in otherwise. Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, because hey, we all seen Beyond the Mat. That Jake was a little. He was scared.
Wildin'.
He was scared. His Macho Man impression is top notch too.
Funny.
When he tells the story about Macho Man and the snake, it's hilarious. Hilarious.
I would say Bray Wyatt should be honorable mention.
Ooh.
I think Bray Wyatt should be on it. From the Eaters of the World to the Fiend / when he did the Funhouse shit, like he was top notch when it came to the promo. You believe like you was like this dude crazy.
Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler.
Jerry Lawler.
Oh yeah.
Like he could be in the top 5.
Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Man, when he made that black kid mess up the dribble, bro, are you serious?
Right now, Ted DiBiase had some people out there ready to fight him because he was out there doing shit to people that nobody had no business doing to fans, but just making fun. I love
DiBiase. DiBiase told us once when we had him up here, he said that he had he was telling us that he stopped in the city. It was a car rental place, and the guy who was the manager was the kid from the basketball.
What?
Yeah, and he's like, "Did you end up playing basketball?" He's like, "Yeah, he played a little bit. Yeah, I think he played in college." But yeah, wild story. It was like hilarious.
I think that was my first cuss word. Like, son of a bitch. Just that was a kid. Just like, I hate this guy.
What horrible thing to do though.
Here's an honorable mention, but he's not one of the greatest talkers. But Road Dogg, Jesse James,
entertaining.
Didn't run a lot of plays. Didn't run a lot of plays, but ran real well. I think he was underrated actually as a talker.
What do y'all think about Triple H?
I was just about that, man.
He was all right.
He was okay. He didn't move me. I put it to you like this:
What?
Rock cut a promo.
I like Triple H, man, especially DX Triple H.
Hey,
Triple H was okay. I feel like DX Triple H was more like
even Triple H.
He did do the croc. That was hilarious. Triple H could get under your skin though.
Yeah, he could.
His promos with Booker T are still enraging to this day.
You know why? Because
they're racist.
Yeah, because they were more racist than anything. Like,
no,
gotta cut the shit. Like, we're not saying that he look. Any other black person he had cut a promo with was nothing compared to what he did with Booker T. You know why?
He went there.
He wouldn't have that same promo with The Rock.
But hey, he had a way of getting. They call it the reign of terror, but he had to be hateable. He was hateable.
Triple H was the first one to have that slow, methodical promo. Like, it wasn't like, you listen here, brother. It was like, I know you're in the back.
That was real.
You're looking for me. Like, he was just real slow, methodical.
Not
under your skin. It was like,
hey, bro, and they used to do the McMahon Hemsley era. They would start off every show. For 10, 20 minutes, it would be Triple H talking.
Who said it was good?
I didn't. Yeah. Fair point. I didn't say it was good. I just
it's like that. You just said he started off 20 minutes. Who said it was good? Like, if I sat up here and talked for 20 minutes about nothing.
But he sold the fuse. He sold the fuse. You wanted to see. You paid to see him. We were paying for pay-per-views at this time. Absolutely. You paid to see him lose. And he didn't lose.
Never got that.
He did lose.
Never
got that.
I think a name that for me belongs in the top 5. George, we may have to make one of those executive decisions where we do some trade-offs. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Like, nobody made more money off a single catchphrase than Austin 316. Because like he stole those shirts like
just
especially when he did the what?
Oh man.
Right now we have like
what was so bad that it was great. When he did the first time he did, I drove in last night, went to Sonic, got a cheeseburger, fries, tater tots, and they're just saying what after, and it's 1 beer, 2 beers. It's like, how did he make this? How did he make such a simple catchphrase popular? What lasted up until what? They still do what?
They still do it.
I heard it Monday.
If you get into that phrase and that cadence, they're gonna say what? They might say yeet now, but yeet and what is the same thing.
Yeah, that up.
The fact that you still
Christian
say what while you still say yeet.
You call Christian and left a voicemail.
Man, what?
And Christian was like, "What the hell is this?"
I think my favorite was stomping the mud hole and walking it dry. Because what does that mean? What does that mean?
What, stomping the mud hole?
I mean, I know what it means now. I'm just saying, but the first time when I was a kid, like stomping a mud hole and walking it dry. What is? Can we say JR? Does that count as? That's just a commentator.
I don't know about a commentator. I think that's
okay. I was just, but because you said Bobby Heenan, and I think of Bobby Heenan as. But he's a manager, but I also think of him as a commentator at the same time.
He's like the best manager of all time. So, I mean,
yeah.
So we have 5: John Cena, The Rock, Paul Heyman, Roddy Piper, and Ric Flair. I think Stone Cold belongs in there somewhere. Because I don't think you can draw as much money as him. Like I remember I think it was the Raw before St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and in Toronto at the Sky. I was there, and it was like insanity. And it's like he didn't give you like the articulate, like well thought out promos, but he delivered it and he meant it, and everybody bought it, every single person. And I'm like. So I look at this list, like who would be the guy that you would replace Stone Cold with, or would you not?
John, you might hate this, but it might be Rush.
See, here's the thing, though. You have CM Punk. CM Punk would criticize this list as Roddy Piper's. Because he would believe that Roddy Piper's. I think it's Paul Heyman.
Of course you would.
Because like all these guys, like. I just think it's Stone Cold. To me, he should be on there before Paul Heyman. He's in the honorable mentions list. He's definitely there. And I think like Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, like when they give you your own talk segment and you're the first guy and everybody rips it off to the end of time. I mean, Paul Heyman was great, but like we said, I don't think he's as like Bobby Heenan was just as good. Heyman just did it for long. Heenan was good, and Cornette was just good.
Longevity is the thing. They don't keep you in the long run if you're not good enough to be in the long run. That's why LeBron is so good.
Great.
Another topic for another day.
But I like Paul Heyman didn't sell the 10 million T-shirts with his catchphrase, like Austin did, and I think that's why he belongs in ahead of Paul Heyman.
To kind of. I'm gonna kind of be on George's side with this one. Paul Heyman did sell us ECW.
Thank you.
He got Balls Mahoney over. If you can get that guy over.
We're not talking about him as a booker. We're not talking about as a booker.
No, I'm saying as like he made. I wouldn't if there was no Paul Heyman. I wouldn't watch ECW.
Yeah, but that wasn't about.
He kind of talked us into the building too.
He could have, but I think. He's not Stone Cold, and I think he's the one on the like.
I'll side with John on this. This is supposed to be a wrestlers list.
No. You said talkers, and the thing about talkers is you don't have to wrestle to talk.
You know George is gonna fight. He's gonna fight tooth for nail. I respect.
Look, the argument is the argument for a reason. It can't.
I honestly think we can move Piper and Heyman and add Punk and Stone Cold.
Punk would never admit he's better than Piper. Punk would never.
We ain't talking about Punk. This eyelid.
Yeah.
I would not put Punk over Piper.
The day you book Punk on the podcast is the day I'll be right here with you.
Don't worry, he will say it. We'll share a clip. It's like, CM Punk, do you believe that Roddy Piper's you're a better talker? And he'll be like, no. 100% no. I'm sorry. I think it's Heyman. I think it should be Austin over Heyman. I'm going to argue it. We got it. Like,
I ain't mad at you. He got a strong argument.
He does.
George, are you willing to concede?
Am I willing?
Oh hell no!
You're gonna have to cut my throat and let me bleed out.
I'm glad none of y'all said Bret Hart because I didn't want to break nobody's heart on here.
Talker.
Because I would have violently.
Guy, but he was born.
I will say his '97 stuff, the anti-American stuff.
Yeah,
that was his best stuff.
When he was
not here though. Here he was a
and I love Shawn. I love Shawn Michaels too, but I don't think Shawn was a great talker either.
George, we're at an impasse. I'll just keep it, but
Well, hold on. How about we take a vote? It's already 1-1. It already seems like Cris is already kind of leaning toward the SCSA kind of motion.
I mean,
Country, where do you reside?
So yeah.
What?
Country, where do you reside on this? Yeah. No. I'm gonna repeat the question.
Goddamn.
So man, I hate to. I don't want to do you like this, George, but
do it. I've been jumping.
I think Heyman not being a wrestler kind of disqualifies him a little bit.
How? Because it was called Talkers, not Wrestling Talkers. I think we.
Yeah, but the best thing about talking is one day you have to have a match to back the talk up.
Not really. I talk shit over there. Hold on.
People sooner or later you have to defend the talking.
People talk shit on the internet all day.
But sooner or later, you got to meet and tell him Makula or whatever.
Tell him Makula.
I don't know what it is. Sooner or later, you have to back up the trash talking. Sooner or later.
George, I love you to death. But listen, I think you're going to be overruled on this one. And then I think it's probably fair because I look at it like this. Roddy Piper sold the first WrestleMania. Like Roddy Piper to me should be on this list for like he invented the interview segment and he sold the first WrestleMania. Yeah.
If Heyman's on this list, is Vince McMahon on this list too? Is
that name has not been brought up? It could be.
You're fired.
He could, but I'm kind of like Country. I think we stick to the wrestling. Now, Vince was a wrestler. Lou Thesz was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like, like Flair's got to be there. The Rock's got to be there. John Cena, yes. Yeah, and then they have Steve Austin and Roddy Piper. I think that's a great list of like when you look at the top 5 talkers. Dusty, we might be shortchanging him. Like Heyman again, Jericho, Punk.
CM Punk did say Seth looked like an oven mitt, and he did say that. He did.
So I think now the question now is,
give him some bonus points or something for that one because that was. Why would you ever say that? Your arms are too short to box with God. CM Punk got some bangers in there, man.
We have this is the 5. How do we rank them? How do we rank these guys?
The Rock.
I'm going with The Rock number 1.
The Rock number 1, okay, and I'm fine with it.
And then you can sort the rest out. It don't matter.
It don't even matter.
Hold on. You got The Rock at number 1?
Yes.
I'm going to scratch that shit because Ric Flair can't be on the list with The Rock and you have The Rock number 1. That just don't fly with me. I'm sorry.
Wow.
That just
The Rock can. I love Ric Flair, bro, but The Rock can out-talk Ric Flair.
Yeah, not in his best day.
Well,
maybe 2 days. Not in his best day.
Hold on. I think this is how we can decide this because we're saying like if they were Ric Flair's a 70-year-old man in their prime. In their prime.
You talking about Ric Flair in the 80s?
Like
talking about The Rock in the 90s, in the mid-90s.
Yeah. The Rock talked himself into a $30 million picture movie deal. What are you talking about?
Ric Flair talks himself into years of work.
Yeah,
and
like
jail and divorces.
How much money makes
Hey, Ric Flair talks himself through life.
Pimping ain't easy.
Look, you act like The Rock is. You act like The Rock couldn't wrestle for a long time or something. He just other shit he had to do.
He didn't. We're not saying that. Look, this is not a list to take away your accolades, but
here's the thing that separates The Rock and Ric Flair. Rock was able to leave and then come back and still maintain that level. Ric Flair,
hold on. Ric Flair went to multiple companies and was the best talker in multiple companies.
Good point. In different eras too. Like Ric Flair had a long career.
Not just so you talking about his talk in the 90s. You kind of have to skip the 2010s with The Rock a little bit because he wasn't really there like that. Then you
Rick wasn't really there either, though.
No,
he came back as Hollywood Rock. He was the best.
I know he came back as Hollywood Rock and was still at the same spot. Bro, he put the Hurricane over, bro.
Hurricane's a solid worker. It was funny though.
A solid worker, but he wasn't supposed to be over, John.
Was still Shane Helms before he was a Hurricane. Don't look, Hurricane.
Rock apparently picked that. I think Rock picked Shane. So we have Rock and Ric Flair, fellas. Like I'm like George. Like I like. Listen, I get it. It's both guys, and like what's the criteria?
Okay. Here's another thing that separates The Rock. The Rock talked with many guys that we've mentioned that is on this list. The Rock has out-talked them. Punk, Cena, Triple H, we had a whole argument. Chris Jericho, he's talked with them and surpassed them. If you name Arn Anderson, I'm throwing this pen through my phone.
He is very good.
But Arn Anderson is very good as well. He talked against Jake the Snake. He talked against pretty much
Randy
Savage, Hulk Hogan, one of the better talkers in the business. And I don't care what you say, but regardless of whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he also had to talk with Luger, who couldn't talk. Sting, who couldn't talk. Sting didn't talk for 2 years one time.
He didn't have to talk.
Rick and Dusty.
I'm going Rock number one.
The Rock was ruining careers because of promo.
Man, Rock ruined Billy Gunn's career.
Billy Gunn was no more. Get him out of there. They was about to give him
How many careers do you think Ric Flair ruined? How many careers do you think Ric Flair ruined?
Besides his own?
Oh, now you don't know. Now you don't know.
Who did he ruin? Who did he ruin?
That list is way too long, baby.
Give me two names.
And The Rock is so good. He made Michael Cole famous. He made Coach. What's the hermaphrodite? He made him famous. He was Justin Roberts. He was making the background dudes famous.
Again, though, like it's hard to like quantify though when The Rock does it in this era, and when like you talk about making guys, Ric Flair in his era was the traveling world champion, going town to town, making dudes and talking them into the building. It's an entirely different era. I'm okay with acquiescing to the guest tonight, but George, like you make you do make a point. Like there are people who look at this list and say Ric Flair is the greatest talker of all.
It's not close. If it's one thing to say, okay, I get it. It's kind of close. You said it's not even close. I can't.
Oh, it's very close. It's very
right there. That's cap.
There's no wrong answer, bro. If I'm saying The Rock and you saying Ric Flair, neither one of us are wrong.
To say it's not close.
Yeah, not close is kind of disrespectful.
So if we go, The Rock won. Roddy Piper.
No, I'm putting Ric Flair over Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper's coming in. Roddy Piper might be coming in 5 on this list, bro. I'm sorry. I like Roddy Piper too. You give the questions and we change the answers. Yeah. Roddy Piper's a legend.
Punk stole it.
Mm-hmm.
Researched it. Sorry. Ric Flair is definitely number 2. I think Steve Austin's 3. I think there's nobody who was like he didn't do these long thought out promos, but like you talk about fucking making dough.
I'm mad at that.
Yeah. No, I ain't mad at that.
His promos
and then
I would go Cena after that and then Piper.
and then Piper. I think that's a fair list. I really do. I think that really does, because there's guys in there who just straight fire on the mic, just absolutely knew how to do it. So awesome list. Yeah. I mean, The Rock, like when it was in Sacramento, I was dreaming that he would show up in like whatever show in Sacramento and just have the goddamn play the Rock concert. The Lakers going to beat the just hilarious. The Rock also did more stuff. Like Ric Flair, for a lot of his career, was a stand-up interview, and nobody was better in his era. Nobody. The Rock did like the Rock concert. The Rock did the.
What was Sacramento where he told Stone Cold, "You can't be smoking them funny cigarettes back," and Stone Cold rolled up the window because he was laughing. Was that Sacramento?
I don't know. Wasn't that us?
It was like WrestleMania 19 build up. So
I remember Hollywood Rock shitting on Toronto.
Oh, the mother Canuckers.
I'm from Toronto, which is funny because his dad is he is half quarter Canadian or whatever the fuck. His dad is Canadian.
I'm trying to think who else is a good talker. I'm surprised George didn't say JBL.
Oh, that's a good one though. He was very good.
He wouldn't rank in here.
He would be in the top 5.
But against the top 5 already, he's not in the top 5.
He's not in that list, but he's very, very good. He was really good.
Him and Triple H had that same. I hate this guy. I just hate him.
Mm-hmm.
He had real heat.
You know what I'm saying?
He had real heat. Like he'd come out in that damn limousine and everybody hit this motherfucker. Like everybody in the building was like that.
Do y'all think Eddie Guerrero was a good talker?
Eddie Guerrero?
Promo?
Eddie Guerrero.
He wasn't consistent.
Oh, Eddie.
Talker.
I think he and Angle. Yeah, Angle was good. I think he and Angle. We mentioned Angle. Eddie Guerrero. I think so. I think he was. He was really good.
Yeah.
He was funny. He was
funny.
His promo with Brock Lesnar is probably top 20. It got to be up there in that list of favorite promos. The Attic promo, it was man.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It was and he could do serious, but it was also hilarious. He was really funny. I'm gonna throw Scott Hall on the list. I think he's very underrated as a talker.
I was gonna bring up Scott Hall.
Yeah. And Nash.
Nash might have Scott beat a little bit.
I think Scott, the fact that he was able to get that Tony Montana gimmick over so well, I think Scott played a character more than Nash, right?
Who knew he wasn't Cuban?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I didn't know Scott Hall wasn't Cuban until 94.
Wait
a minute.
Razor
Ramon, he ain't Cuban.
But I think he and Nash together though were really funny.
Here's a sleeper pick, and shout out to Kyle, Mr. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Mr. Perfect was good.
Great promo. He was another guy. Y'all got to do one of these days. Y'all got to do top 5 people that get under your skin and they just get under your skin.
Mr. Perfect was my guy.
Brian Pillman is one of those guys too.
Pillman,
he was good on the mic. He was good on the mic.
Loose cannon, Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman.
Yeah, you legitimately thought okay, Brian is crazy. Like he's crazy for real. He got a gun.
Hey.
I want to put Randy on here, but Randy's not that great of a. He's not the best talker.
He's got better, but no.
He's gotten way better.
He's gotten better.
Edge
was good. Edge was good.
Seth Rollins was better talker than Edge to me.
Let's do. What about MJF? He was on a course to be one of those great talkers, but I don't know what they're doing with him. They booking him kind of crazy right now.
They are. But I think
he is a good talker too.
MVP's good.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate the support. Big Papa Pump.
Hell yeah, he was a great talker.
He got a 33
Steiner math.
chance.
Steiner math.
I'm getting what he said. I'm getting freaks 8 days out of the week. It's only 7 days.
Man, bro.
You ain't a big booty daddy. Okay. He's not. He's
Trying to think. I did like Taker as American Badass. I thought he had some great promos.
I thought he was good. He was generally a good promo. He just
Do you like him as American Badass or Big Evil? There is a difference.
Big Evil was good. Big Evil was good.
Big Evil, I like better because he was better on the mic.
Didn't he beat the shit out of Jay?
David Flair.
Yeah,
David Flair.
Oh my God. He was like, "So you ain't gonna kiss his ass, JR?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah. Everybody else kissing his ass. Why you can't kiss?
I'll be kissing his ass, JR. You ain't gonna kiss his ass? Man, that was. I might watch that one too. I gotta watch Armbar and Big Evil.
Hey,
Anthony asked opinions of Braun as a talker. I think he's good. He's good enough because he's a freak. Braun Breaker.
He has some Steiner.
I can't say that I remember anything that stood out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's young.
okay,
young, man.
He's young. And he's a monster.
Because Jey Uso kind of cooked his ass with that. This is going to be short and sweet like your NFL career. He kind of cooked Braun on that one.
Yeah, but Braun is going to be a long-term champion, I think. He's going to be that guy. He's not, because he's a animal. I can't wait to see him and Jacob Fatu wrestle.
I like Jay Lethal.
When he's playing somebody else.
Yeah, when he was able to.
He's doing somebody else. I don't like him as himself.
Jay Lethal as Ric Flair?
The Ric Flair promo?
Yeah, and Black Machismo.
Yes.
Underrated guy, Samoa Joe. He's a good talker. I like Samoa Joe. He brings a lot of realism. You believe Samoa Joe can really kick
his
your ass.
Promo against Jeff Hardy.
Hey.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like it's
a chain. Like, hey man, you
Hey man, look, we all know Jeff had them problems, but Joe was wild for that shit. Come on now, you know that man got a problem. Why would you bring that shit up here? You
wait your turn while you doing your meetings. I was like, damn,
man, he did say that, bro.
Yeah, Roman.
And then he hit Brock Lesnar with the, hey, you listen to me while I'm talking to you, boy. Hold on, boy. Like everybody just kind of stopped for a second.
Man, he took everybody in that ring that day, bro.
I'm gonna respond to this, Anthony. I don't think so. I mean, when you have two catchphrases that sell like 20 million. He said, I have a question for you. When it comes to Stone Cold, do you think sometimes he gets overrated in terms of mic skills because I feel he's very monotone, or is that just a style? No, that was his style. Like that dude built this business with that. The day he cut that Austin 316 promo, I think, George, it was like a week after or something, like that it was the NWO. It was the same month, I think. No, NWO was the next month. He cut it before. I mean, he got there later, but yeah, I don't think so. It doesn't matter what you say necessarily; it's how you say it and how it draws and how like people still saying what today.
Man,
what's so crazy?
And he was funny too.
Yeah, and what's so crazy?
Hilarious.
The promo, the invasion promo, where Vince is doing the promo, and Stone Cold is like, "Yeah," and then we're gonna get him. And then he like
everything.
Hilarious.
But what's so crazy about the 16 thing is if the curtain call doesn't happen and Triple H doesn't get in trouble, it doesn't happen. It never happens.
Timing is everything.
Yep. Yep. Thank God for Shawn Michaels. In the clip. Thank God for the clip.
It's hilarious. It's so funny. That it's so funny about that because like they went there and had a run, and then it like led to Austin getting King of the Ring, and then he started beating the shit out of him. Once they brought Tyson in, they were done.
You know what, John? You brought up Scott Hall, and I'm thinking NWO doesn't blast off if Scott Hall doesn't nail that first promo.
Nailed it.
The first The first couple, because Scott Nash didn't come for what 3 weeks or something like that.
Next
It was
week.
like
He came
Scott
the next
Hall
week.
by himself for a couple of weeks, right?
No, Nash came the next week.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, or the week after.
The big man.
Yeah.
The big man.
You know who I am.
Yeah.
You raced Ramon.
I'm here.
Man, Lex Luger was not a
Best
good
part
talker.
about that for me, like there was a whole
Lex
match
Express?
going on that nobody was paying attention to, and Scott Hall
Sid was really good.
I like Sid. Sid was
a good talker. And but the thing about Sid, I said this to George, and I do not mean this as an insult, because Jade Cargill to me is Sid, and not in a bad way. No human being looked like Sid Vicious. Like he just looked like nobody was like he was like the perfect, almost perfect body. Jade Cargill, nobody looks like her. You know?
Man, Naomi said something about her abs today, and I busted out laughing. It was hilarious.
Hey, Naomi cutting up on the
Naomi is hilarious.
she cutting up on social media.
What about women? Who do you think was a good promo women was?
I think Charlotte's a decent promo. She's a good promo.
Yeah.
She ain't been showing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not talking about promo battles. Like, I mean, that's just I'm talking about long term. She's good. I mean, she's been
Becky
there.
got better. Becky got better.
Big time Bex was my favorite.
I
was
think
heel.
Becky probably up there. I can't say I remember a Trish promo like that.
Yeah.
But I can't say I remember a Lita promo that was like that either. But
Trish was pretty
like
good.
at that era, they weren't really into talking. They were really more into fighting. Because back in that time,
in bra and panty matches.
You had a lot of women's look. That's the thing. Like back then, you had a lot of the women doing those bullshit matches, so they was focusing on actually having good matches. So getting us a Trish Stratus, a Jackie, and shit like that was kind of good.
Ivory was a good promo. Ivory was a good
great promo.
Yeah,
Ivory was good. Victoria was good for a while.
Who's the girl? Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
She was with Right to Censor. She was pretty good.
Yeah, Victoria.
I thought what's her name? Mickey James was good. I thought she was a good promo.
She was.
She did some good stuff. So,
Mickey James.
But gentlemen,
can we talk about one more thing?
Absolutely.
Have y'all been watching LFG?
Yes, I have.
Man.
Okay, what do you think about old girl's finisher?
That's amazing.
I've seen it. I've seen it before. I've seen it.
Where?
I've seen it from the dude that she got it from. That's what she said. She got it from a dude. But
I've never seen it before.
He's on the indies. He's on the indies. But I seen the dude that she got it from.
It's fair game.
Okay.
Fair game.
I thought she had made it up because I was like, damn, I ain't never seen nobody do that.
But it's dope. It's dope.
She did it though. She's like the most unique look. She like country. I don't know if anybody watched the show, and I'm not a big fan of reality shows, but for some reason I've gotten into this, and I think it's largely because
it's kind of like Tough Enough with a twist.
Yeah.
I used to watch. I used to be heavy on Tough Enough when they first started.
Tough Enough was good. It was just that it was more of a reality show than this is. I think this kind of centers on their ring talent more. They're getting to get in the ring. So now they're already kind of, in that particular phase where we want to see them kind of get better versus seeing them, all right, is this person going to be even able to get in the ring like Tough Enough? Tough Enough, they had to fight their way in the ring, fight their way onto a show, fight their way through a goddamn interview. It was like, bro, are you tough enough, or are y'all trying to just beat my ass for show? So Tough Enough was cool.
Hardcore Holly just beating up on the kids.
Yeah, like if the person on the show is not mentally stable, I don't think we get taught shit. We get beat up Thursday. Like so, I'm like, Tough Enough was cool, but
BJ Ray has the best promo on that show. Make no mistake, that kid's the biggest star. If that kid does that. He's a star.
Jerk. He's
an asshole. I'm like, he comes off as an asshole.
Bully Ray to punch him in his face one day. I really do.
But that might be his gimmick. That might be his gimmick.
Oh no, he's sold already. They got a match already if he ever comes.
Cream, that's my guy.
Also, John, Logan Paul's finish. Do you like it or do you hate it?
I love that finish. Like that's ridiculous.
Some people say they don't like it. I'm like,
I guess,
what?
when I saw it, I was like, okay, Logan.
I'm like,
I was wondering
like.
how many guys can he pull it off on though?
That's the same with old girl's finisher. Like, if she ever had to face Nia or something like that, do you think she's gonna?
No, she wouldn't do it on Nia. You can't do it.
Well, nobody can do their moves on that. Come on.
Right.
Maybe Brock. Brock can get the F5 out.
She reminds me like of a bigger Shayna Baszler. Like if Shayna Baszler was taller and grew out a little bit. Like she's stocky like that. So I'm not saying she can't because she probably has some physical attributes that, you know, kind of come with her size that not everybody else has. So I feel like she might be able to kind of put it up on some people that we're not expecting. And when she does, it's going to be one of them moments that she can actually, you know, kind of pop and get over on. So
how much you think that Logan can get that one off on? It just medium-sized guys, he can't get it off on a Jacob Fatu, can he?
He can get off on a Jacob Fatu. Hold on.
How much does a person help with the move, John?
Jacob Fatu is great, so he'll be fine.
You could probably do it on Jacob Fatu because he's so athletic. Right. A Braun Breaker could make it work. Like it's not like Logan Paul's a shrimp. He's yoked. He's a strong guy.
Yeah, he is. You know, like, it's the flipping him up and then
he ain't hitting that bitch on Braun Strowman.
No. But like LA Knight, yeah. Jacob Fatu probably, but it's a cool finish. So. I enjoyed it, and the LFG. I don't know why, but I'm just enjoying it. It's actually pretty good.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I like what I thought about. Yeah.
It's a good thing. But gentlemen, we appreciate. We got to get out of here. I got to get some sleep. I'm old. But we thank Country Boy. Check out 2 words for you. Check out Arrowhead Chief Podcast. Oh, Kingdom Cast, of course. If you're Chief fans, Arrowhead Chief Podcast. Chris and Maul. And ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed it. And George. Another great episode.
Happy WrestleMania season.
I'm not showing up next Tuesday due to the fact that Paul Heyman didn't make the list. Fuck all y'all. That's
we love you, George. We love you, man.
We love you, G.
But nah, good list, good people. I love the energy that we always kind of seem to bring together, fellas. I love the fact that we can actually get together on the times that we do. So like, share, subscribe. Thanks for signing in, people. Peace.